Yo, is this thing on? Hey, yo, what's up? Showbar Race right here in Southern Cali. The Outlaws are back. If you didn't know, now you know. This is the best show on the block. Guaranteed to be the best. Some else, some new, some original, something to get you to break outside the box, restructure your mindset, reanalyze the norm, get you to think, implement, strategize, re-strategize, blueprint, put it all into effect, and see what you come up with while you're trying to recreate, reestablish, and put that firm foundation on yourself and your life to become a more prosperous individual than you have ever been before. And I'm not just talking externally, materialistically, I'm talking about mentally, emotionally stable, that inner peace, that inner wealth, that inner beauty, that thing that nobody can take from you no matter what. So there was these stories, right? Back in the day during the Holocaust, things happen and people went through certain circumstances. I don't want to get too deep into it and get too sentimental, but essence of the story is at the end of the day, there was this man and he had this very, very wonderful outlook on life. So this man ended up surviving the Holocaust, ended up coming to America, ended up in the East Coast New York area, and from scratch, from nothing, he built up his wealth all over again and he reestablished himself into society as a businessman, and he became very successful. And the way he looked at life, his perspective, his outlook was so amazing, so beyond belief, even after his circumstances and all the trauma that he experienced and all the losses he took, that he was an inspiration and a role model for multiple reasons, not only just because he was a successful businessman. So he was asked, how is it that you carry this demeanor? And he says, this is the way it goes in life. We can have everything, or we can have everything stripped from us, and we can have everything taken away, and we could have nothing. So, in essence, life feels good when we have everything and everything is falling into place properly. It's a good feeling, but it's how we conduct ourselves when everything's falling apart that matters most. That's the essence of our character. That's the essence of our spirit. That's the essence of our soul. And that's what got me through. It was this belief that no matter what, there were certain attributes and characteristics about myself that could never be stripped away. It's something that I carry with me and it's inherent in who I am. And I could change my clothes, I could change my location, my job, I could do various things, but these characteristics stick with me. It's a part of who I am. So, what I get from that is that we need to work on ourselves. We need to bring out a better version, the best version of ourselves. We need to add to the version that's already here. If we really like the version we've already have, we should be preparing for that moment. And when's that moment gonna come? I think we talked about that, how we have to create our own luck. We have to create our own circumstances. But these circumstances and certain circumstances only open up after we put, it's like unlocking levels. It's like unlocking levels in life. We only receive certain rewards from life after putting in a certain amount of commitment towards a certain area of expertise. So me right now, I'm able to enjoy a lifestyle where I'm like peaked out athleticism. I'm like really doing well, healthy. I could run around the block all day and not get too tired. I could do a hell of a lot of calisthenics. My energy is like through the roof. My face isn't as chubby as bloated. My clothes fit a lot better. There's a lot of rewards that I received from life and unlocked after I put in this work. Now, when it comes to my mental whatever. And I'm pretty optimistic and cheerful and happy all day. Honestly, I think that those chemicals inside my brain, they keep producing, and since they just keep producing, I get to experience this natural euphoria most parts of the day, and I just keep working out. So every afternoon I put in the work, and I do about an hour and a half of workouts, and that begins to kickstart my mind and producing all those good chemicals. Then after my evening shower and my meal, I go ahead and rest, and my body while I'm sleeping is absorbing all this, and I wake up with this beautiful outlook on life. And I wake up and I see results in different areas of my life from all the consistent work that I put in. And it feels amazing to see it blossom, to plant that seed years, months ago, and finally see the sprout coming out, finally see the stalk producing fruit, finally being able to reap the harvest on what you've been basically cultivating throughout time. So um this weekend, oh anyways, y'all, hopefully having a great day, above beyond average, better than original, stupendous, glorious, blessed, amazing. And I wish you the best. And it's Thursday, so I'm hoping that everything for you this Easter weekend begins to fall into place, and you really get that full on experience. If this is what you believe in, you really get that full on renewed experience, and that rekindling of your faith this weekend when it comes to Jesus. Oh man, is that a hint? Is that a hint? Man, there's some girls across the street. So these secretaries, good looking. How come all the secretaries are good looking over there? So here's my angle, right? Here's my angle. Across the street, those secretaries, like a bone, if they let me, right? Because it had nothing to do with policy, with work policy and shit. And then the ones here at work, I can't mess with. They're off limits because it interferes with work policy. And what I mean by that is that if anything by any means goes wrong at any point, then I could technically fuck up my environment day to day. I could fuck up my whole work environment for the most part. Imagine having your ex-girlfriend at work. You gotta see her every day in the middle of your fucking dramatic shit at home. And then what if you two get all horny and you guys want to bone at work? Don't tell me it's something you don't think about. You know what I mean? I mean, say you don't do it, but I mean, I would think about it. I have some ideas of like different random stuff, and I would like it probably better if I don't, you know what I mean, mess this up for myself when it comes to work, because boning on lunch break sounds like a great idea. hmm So y'all, this is how I feel about certain circumstances, right? Consistency. When it really gets down to it, consistency. um, I broke down some stories, so I'm on 8 minutes, 9 minutes. I broke down some stories about consistency. I have these old videos about a month ago, and the only reason I'm here today, and I think I've developed my speaking a little bit more from the first video, and is due to consistency. And then I don't take like progress pictures and stuff from my workouts. So through my videos on this channel, I'm looking at my face and I'm like, wow, my face leaned out in a fucking month. And it has to do with consistency. I do with consistency. So that's what I'm working on right now. Easter weekend's coming up. So I just check in like a vlog, right? So Easter weekend's coming up. I'm debating. See, I don't have any followers and commenting and stuff, so we just can't like group up as a network and come up with ideas and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking about going to visit my kids, but I'm not really sure what we're gonna do because it's a small desert community country town and there's not really much to do. So I relocated to the city here in LA in order to give my kids a better opportunity future. So since out there it's really limited on what you can achieve in life because that's it, you know what I mean? They have a couple of places to work at and everybody else is unemployed. And I went through it and I struggled and it was so depressing to figure it out there that I had to take the scary route and I had to leave on my own and I had to establish myself in a new location on my own and figure everything out on my own with no resources, no friends, no help, no backup plan, no safety net, no support, nothing. I literally ended up fucking homeless in LA trying to figure things out, sleeping on the streets, sleeping next to the freeway, sleeping on the beach. After a while, after a little bit, once I really got settled into the gypsy life, the nomad life, it started becoming more interesting, more fruitful. About a month. It was about a month of crying before I just accepted it. And then another month of establishing myself on how to basically not just survive but thrive. And then once I figured out how to actually make money, once I actually figured out how to make money out of thin air, things got better. And then, you know what I mean? And like being a bum with the sign. So after a while, I was like, oh, fuck it. I need to relay a message. So I put free hugs and got any extra weed. And as I was meeting and greeting people, I actually made a lot of friends. I made a lot of close connections who would bring me clothes, money, food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, liquor, fucking ounces of weed. And this was on the daily, like 6-7 days a week. So I would show up to parties, all the venues, everything. I always had liquor, always had fucking stashes of weed, blunts. I was always at the fucking quality food restaurants. I mean, I was a really, really bougie fucking homeless bum to the point where I really, really, really to this day love with all my heart that community. I remember people used to show up because I would hold a sign up on the side of the freeway. And I remember people would show up and talk to me and bring me breakfast, lunch type shit, slide me $10 on the side for something later. They knew I was smoking weed and stuff. They were like, here's some money, spend it on food. It's hard-earned money, dog. I got a job, this and that. And it wasn't females generally, only men and gays. You know what I mean? And trannies. They would show up. And so I got this perspective on an individual relationship basis. Now, I don't exactly like all of humanity, but there's some people that just have this special, beautiful place in my heart, and it came through the struggle. So you don't really know who rock with you until you're at rock bottom, and you ain't got nothing, and the real motherfuckers start showing up for you when they got nothing to gain, and all they really have is the opportunity to give you. And so they would be like, dog, you deserve better. You need to get a job. You need to fix your life. I mean, homie, at some point it's going to click. Like, dog, you need to get off the alcohol. You need to get off the drugs. And you get sober. You know what I mean? Like, all this life. Like, I see you here every day. And I was like, dog, because, you know what I mean? I basically, like, my heart is attached to this spot. And I'm good right now. Like, I even have, like, a fucking savings account. All at the point is that I show up because I miss you guys and I want to see you guys and I want to wave at you and wish you guys a fucking great day before you go to work. I said, I literally think about that in the morning. I said, these people have helped me out so much. They're a humongous part of my life. I love them with all my heart. I want to go and stand right there with a fucking sign that says, have a great day. And I want to wave them off to work. And I'm not really asking for shit today, nothing. I just want to, with a smile, fucking wave them off, dancing, listening to the radio and shit the whole time. And on those motherfucking days, I would receive a lot of miracles and blessings on the side, and people would tell me, "Doe, I come over here just to see you." Like, what do you mean? Like, dude, You may be in a bad situation. You may be in the out. You may be at the bottom of the barrel. And society might fucking see you as, you like, dude, but like I don't see many people like you in society, man. You look so fucking happy and free. Every day that I come through here, you look so happy and free. It's like I would love to be you and experience what you experience. Because as I drive to my job, as I drive to school, as I drive back into society, it's a really morbid, bleak existence. There's not very many people who are openly expressive, happy, joyous, and actually love life for whatever circumstances may come their way. Like, you're actually a really big inspiration when it comes to like joy, radiating fucking natural joy. So that's why I come see you. I make it a thing to come see you once or twice a week. And I would hear that a lot. So I consistently did that. I consistently went out there and I look for people to like brighten their day or help like spread a smile. Sometimes I would give out money on the fucking freeway and shit. They'd be like, oh, here's $1. I'll be like, you need money? I'm like, oh, I'll give you $1, but I don't got much, but here's $1. I'll boom, here's $20. Go fill up your tank. You know what I mean? I'll be like, what? I'll be like, dude, somebody bless me already. Let me bless you. Like, let me bless you. And then give me back another day. Another day when you're good or whatever. Let me just pass the blessing. They blessed me so much this morning. Take the blessing. And they'll be like, what the fuck? And I'll make friends that way. I would just, it's like, I'd have a bunch of weed. I'd pass out weed. They give me weed, pass it out, food, pass it out. I mean, it became a community event. It just started growing really big. And then so once I loaded up, I would walk around the community and I would give excess of whatever I was coming up with to like the less fortunates. There was girls all over the area that would come see me, talk to me, spend time with me at the fucking park. I used to be tired in the afternoons, fall asleep. I carried this I had 2 big ass teddy bears, my China bears. And I would carry them to the park, at least one of them. And I would use it as a pillow, lay down, fall asleep during the day. And I would wake up with the yoga girls, like bending, flexing, and putting all of that in my vision, blessing my eyes. Like I was like sleep, dead ass tired. I woke up and it was like I was in heaven looking at all this fucking amazing, glorious goodness. And those are just some of the things that I experienced when I was down and out. And they had no fucking reason to come and do their little class right next to me. Most of the time I would move different spots and I'd wake up and I'd find them right there next to me just doing their workouts. I'd peep for a little bit like, wow. And then I'd mind my own business, probably start stretching, do my own workouts on the side and shit like that. Cause health has always been something that I've been into. So it'd be like 50 fucking girls in me right there. Be sick. So anyways, y'all, life is what you make it to be. You could come up with a variety of different entertaining experiences, whether you're at the top or the bottom. Yet, life is more enjoyable when you actually are pulling in consistent finances, because instead of having it be so mysterious, you're able to plan stuff out and you're able to get more done on demand instead of waiting on life to read your mind and reach out. And then sometimes, unless you're good at it, it's not going to come very often. And you got to have really good people skills, really good lingo skills, really good, like, there's a lot of factors that come into play. When I tell you a fucking story about, I used to have tons of people coming back to hang and give me stuff just to be in my presence or whatnot, just because being in my presence meant for them to bring a gift and their best smile and personality, and that's all I really got from them. So that's a random story about how you start off with nothing, you're all lost, you're all lonely, depressed, but you don't give up, you're consistent with it, and you brainstorm and you implement all these strategies, just like my intro said. You implement all these strategies, you formulate a blueprint, and you mark out these patterns and you apply it and see what you come up with. And that is what I came up with when I was homeless. I was living the fucking bougie ass life. Like I sometimes was making double on in like 2 or 3 hours. I was making double what I make here at work a day. And I'll put in 8 hours here. I do it in 3 hours there. Yet it wasn't consistent. I couldn't depend on it. I couldn't rely on it. I just knew that on certain days, boom, 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 gone. And then I would start to meet people in different areas as I started to explore the community in the morning to give back. So, anyways, y'all, I'll catch y'all later.